In July 1999, three women traveled for a holiday to Yosemite National Park. The park was full of tourists, sunshine, and summer energy. It was meant to be a safe, joyful trip surrounded by nature. No one imagined it would become a national tragedy. A routine vacation was about to turn into a terrifying mystery. Before we begin the full story, this channel takes hours of research and careful verification to bring you real crime stories that matter. We invest in tools, software, and time to ensure every detail is accurate and meaningful. If you support this work, help us reach 1,000 subscribers this week. Subscribe, like, share. Now back to story. The victims were Carol Sund, her daughter Yuli Sund, and their friend Silvina Peloso. Carol was a loving mother. Yuli was a teenager full of life and dreams. Silvina was a young traveler from Argentina. They were excited for adventure and sightseeing. The women were last seen leaving their lodging near Yosemite. They planned to explore nearby attractions. They kept normal contact before suddenly going silent. No calls, no messages, no updates followed. Within hours, something went terribly wrong. Family members quickly reported them missing. At first, police assumed they might be delayed travelers. But concern grew when no one could reach them. Search teams were deployed into Yosemite National Park. A missing person case began turning serious. Investigators found the women's rental car abandoned. It was located in a remote, isolated area. The scene raised immediate suspicion. There were no signs of normal travel continuation. The search intensified across forests and highways. Due to severity, the FBI joined local authorities. This became a federal-level investigation. Search teams expanded across multiple counties. Hundreds of agents were assigned. The case quickly became high priority. Yosemite's geography made investigation extremely hard. Dense forests, cliffs, and remote trails limited access. Evidence could easily be lost in the wilderness. Weather conditions also slowed search teams. Time was working against investigators. At first, there were almost no solid clues. No witnesses came forward with useful information. No surveillance cameras existed in remote park areas. The case looked like a total disappearance. Investigators feared the worst. Families of the victims made public appeals. Media coverage increased pressure on investigators. Volunteers joined search efforts across California. The case became national news. Public fear and frustration continued growing. Investigators received suspicious information about a possible kidnapping. A ransom-related message surfaced during investigation. It suggested the women had been targeted. This changed the direction of the case. FBI shifted focus toward criminal suspects. Authorities began analyzing patterns of similar crimes. They searched for offenders operating near Yosemite. A name repeatedly appeared in background checks. Investigators began tracking potential suspects. The case slowly gained direction. Attention turned toward Cary Stayner. He worked in the Yosemite region. His behavior history raised concerns. Investigators began surveillance on him. A strong suspicion developed internally. Agents secretly monitored Cary Stayner. They collected evidence from his daily activities. Interviews and background checks were conducted. Investigators built a psychological profile. Every detail was carefully documented. Investigators discovered incriminating behavioral evidence. Stayner's inconsistencies raised red flags. He became the primary focus of the case. FBI prepared for interrogation. The investigation reached a critical stage. Authorities planned a controlled arrest operation. They ensured no risk to public safety. Evidence was secured before confrontation. The FBI coordinated with local police. Everything was ready for execution. Cary Stayner was arrested without incident. He was taken into custody for questioning. The arrest shocked the local community. Few people expected him to be involved. The case moved into interrogation phase. During interrogation, Stayner began revealing details. He admitted involvement in the disappearances. His statements confirmed investigators' fears. He described how events unfolded. The case finally had answers. Stayner confessed to murdering the three women. He explained how he targeted victims in the area. The crime was premeditated and violent. Authorities were shocked by the details. The mystery was finally solved. Investigators found Stayner had other victims as well. This expanded the scope of the case. He was classified as a serial killer. More evidence was uncovered during investigation. The full scale of violence became clear. In 2002, Cary Stayner was convicted. He received a death sentence. Families of victims testified in court. The courtroom was filled with emotion. Justice was officially delivered. The Yosemite murders remain one of the most shocking national park crimes. The case changed how authorities handle missing people in remote areas. It highlighted dangers even in tourist locations. FBI response strategies improved after this case. And the memory of the victims still lives on today. If justice still matters to you, subscribe and stand with us. Because silence helps criminals, every story deserves to be heard. Every victim deserves justice. Stay aware, stay safe.